welcome everybody back to the Lost Holocron podcast. We are finally back with more Star Wars to talk about. It is a good day. I am your host, Didge. With me, as always, is the homies AJ and Jamie. How are you two today?
What's good,
Woo.
peoples?
I'm doing well. Today's
We're
Friday.
finally
Yes,
back.
yes.
The
Finally back.
weekend.
Finally back. It is Friday. It's a lot of good things going on right now, except it snowed here.
Oh,
Just found that out. My
wow.
mom
Oh,
called
what'd you
me.
say?
Yeah, it snowed here. My
Oh,
mom, when I told
snow.
her, I was just talking to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, it's like our grounds are covered. Did it snow by you guys?" No, I haven't left the house today. I work from home today.
Oh.
Oh, I made lunch here, so I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Like even when I go for a walk, we have our gym downstairs. So I just walked on the treadmill down there. I literally didn't have to leave the house this morning, so I was like, "Oh, well, let me go take a look." And yeah, our grounds are also covered, so that's the one downside. Like it did snow.
Dang.
But that's neither here nor there. It's supposed to be 50 on Sunday. Weather is weird right now.
Weather is super weird. It's making me feel ill. Please stop.
Wait, you serious
But
about that?
yeah. All
Oh,
these
dang.
sudden weather changes, my whole body
I
doesn't
mean,
know what to do with
it
itself.
makes sense. Your body doesn't know what to do. It's like, am I supposed to be prepared for the cold? Am I supposed to be prepared for the heat?
Mhm.
What is going on right now? Like, somebody please stop.
Sounds like
Right.
y'all bodies are weak.
I didn't say my body. Whoa, my body's been
Wait,
fine.
now you're not. Wait, hold on.
No, hold up.
Hold on.
My body's been taking it like a champ. You know,
Okay, I see. Wow.
I'm just saying. But before we get into, obviously, we're going to talk about the Bad Batch. I don't know how I got the last batch.
Last season, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that is kind of probably what I was thinking. I wanted to talk about the Acolyte. We finally have a release date. The Collider article said tentative release date. I don't know why. That kind of was like, it's either a yes or a no. But June 5th, 2024 seems to be the date. June is shaping up to be a really good month this year. How are you guys feeling about the date? Are you guys? I know AJ, you've been waiting forever. Jamie, I don't know how long you've been waiting, or if you're super excited for the Acolyte. But more importantly, with that date coming up, that means we should be getting some trailers soon. How you guys feeling about that?
I'm interested. I haven't been like, oh my god, where's the Acolyte update? I need that right now. So for me to hear that there's an hour release date, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, something to look forward to. I'm also curious, like, what else is happening in June that you're like, is gonna be a good month?
Jamie, you know what comes out in June.
Oh my
Going to
god!
be a good month.
Never mind.
You know what comes out in June.
Never mind. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited to see a trailer, some maybe like concept images from Acolyte. It's been a little bit since we've had a movie come out, so I'm excited.
Well, this is going to
Yeah.
be a series.
Oh well, still waiting then.
I
We are
mean,
still
your
waiting for
point
this movie.
still stands.
Your point,
It still
yeah, I was
stands.
gonna say either way, it's still been a while for anything live action.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's probably the thing. Like their animation has been holding it down. Obviously, we're gonna get into the Bad Batch with it, but one that like it on paper, it seems like it's gonna be super interesting. Like a lot of the actors that they're gonna have in it are people that I really want to see them do their next role. So that's already good. But like you said, yeah, it's been a while.
It has. So hopefully we can hit the ground running with this. I feel like I've been like off and on like some of the live action Star Wars as of late. Even with the shows, Mando season 3, I felt like we're kind of recovering from season 2. I personally was not that big of a fan.
Of season 2 or 3?
Of season
or
2.
Both. Okay.
I wasn't that big a fan of season 2. Season 3, I'm like, this still doesn't top season 1. It's my favorite, but it did some things that I thought was interesting. Ahsoka was cool. I really liked Ahsoka. The ending, I feel like we talked about, it was kind of like, I wish they had made something a little bit more concrete, but we'll continue to see that storyline. And what was the other one? Boba Fett and Andor, I think.
Andor, we know that part 2 of that is coming. I think it might have got pushed back because of the strikes.
Oh.
Well, because it was supposed to be this year, and I don't think it's this year anymore. Like I think it might be like beginning of next year.
Andor is great.
We know Ahsoka season 2 is coming because we were talking about, they're going to have the movie coming that, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and tucked inside of that was an Ahsoka season 2 announcement. We know that there's still a Mandalorian season 4, even though that the movie is coming. And
Wait, there's no Mandalorian season 4, I thought.
I thought it was season 4 and then the movie.
I think they changed.
They might have changed it into
just the movie instead of season 4.
Oh, because I think season 4 was supposed to be the end, right?
It was all supposed to lead into like that. I don't want to really call it a crossover movie, but it was, for all intents and purposes, a crossover movie. Like that was truly the end.
Yeah.
And season 4, at the time I thought it was supposed to lead into the movie. If it did just get turned into the movie, like, and then we're still getting that Filoni movie where it sort of ends the story of all of them, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's gonna be. Yeah, it is.
There is still gonna be a season 4.
Jon Favreau already written it, so that's it. Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting because, like, while I'm here for more Mandalorian, season 4, a movie, and then another movie is a lot. And I don't know how much. I don't know what their time frame there is for this. Now I'm starting to sound like Trayvon. We got all these movies coming. I need them soon. So,
yeah, that's
I'm here for it.
The reason why I think that Collider said tentative date is because Lucasfilm, Star Wars in general, has just been iffy with the release dates. Whether it's movies, shows, it's been a struggle for them.
I don't think I've seen any official channel actually, like, obviously we got the report from Collider. But I haven't seen, like, when I say official channel, like Lucasfilm or like Disney Plus account, like I haven't seen them confirm or deny it. So we're kind of still in this limbo where it's like, I think that report, another report was very recently, but like what event is coming up? I don't think you're gonna just say that date June 5th on May 4th. That I feel like that's way too little of time between the two to do any type of proper promotion. So, like, what could be coming up that they're like, this is the date that we can officially announce this?
I don't know. I was gonna say maybe like the upfront that they do every year, but I want to say that's in May.
See, and I just feel like, unless you're surprise dropping it, which is wild.
No.
Yeah, I doubt they would do that for a Star Wars thing.
Right. Yeah. So that's where I guess I'm still a little concerned about no confirmation of the date.
I mean, they did the same thing with Love and Thunder where they just waited till, was it like 2 months or a month left or something like that? And they finally put out the trailer.
2 or 3 months.
Yeah, but Love and Thunder was ass, so I
don't need them to follow that. I definitely don't want them to follow that. That'd be terrible. Like,
they had no faith in that. They were like, should we release this movie or should we not release this movie? They were struggling out there with Thor.
Yeah, and hopefully they are not struggling like that with the Acolyte.
When is Disney? What is it? Disney Expo.
I think D23. That's after this. That's in August.
Is it?
I thought so this year. Let me double check.
Yeah, it's in August.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it's like you got obviously May 4th, which is a perfect time to release all your Star Wars news.
That is true.
You got Comic-Con in July.
Ooh, yeah.
You got
Didge's
D23. July is also going to be a good month. I forgot what else comes out this year in July that I said that
My mom's birthday.
There you go. July's
mom.
I don't know if that was the reason, but July birthdays, I'm always here for it. But then you got, like you said, D23. So it's like, those are your 3 announcement days, which kind of makes me feel like June 5th is kind of like, how?
Well, I mean, like you were saying, it hasn't been confirmed by anybody, so maybe that's not the case. And maybe
you know what would be crazy?
Confirmation, Jamie.
You know what would be crazy? If they just shadow dropped Acolyte on May 4th.
They could do that.
Crazy.
That's how they could do it.
That's what I
everybody's already expecting something big for Star Wars always on May 4th, whether it's an announcement of news, whether it's, announcement of like, oh, this is a new project we're working on. Shadow dropping a series could work.
Yo, that would be crazy.
I did hear that the actor that plays Cal Kestis, there's like rumors that he's supposed to be doing something in live action. So
yeah, he said that he specifically was like, yeah, if the story is right, I'll do it. As long as the story is right, and I think he said it stays faithful to like the story that they've already started.
Yeah,
I feel like actors say that when it's like, yeah, we kind of got something in the works, but I can't say too much. So
yeah, that would be cool.
It would be. I'm here for it. Disney confirm a date. Lucasfilm confirm a date. I don't care which one of your accounts you use. Just give me a date and confirm it. The other big thing that happened, I guess, and it's not the hugest thing in the world, but for fans of the Battlefront classic games, Battlefront 1 and 2, they are, I guess, technically remastering. Like, the graphics look updated. And it's coming out March. Really should have wrote the date down. I think it's March 16th.
That sounds right.
I really should have wrote the date down. Like I said, it's not a huge thing. I think I already still have them, to be honest. Like, I think they released these digitally before, and I'm pretty sure they're in my PlayStation library somewhere. But those were fun games. I enjoyed them a lot. I know they're doing like they said updated characters, and it's gonna have an online mode. So if I can convince some friends to get it, hint, hint, I might play it,
Nah, I'm good. If they remade this from like the ground up and it was just like the original, I would definitely get it. $70 in fact. But this is just
it's not going to be $70. It's going to
be
like
I know this isn't going to be. I'm saying if they remade it from the ground up. And if it was $70,
I mean, at that point, just give us a new Battlefront. Like,
do Battlefront.
We already got
3 or 4.
No, that one was already. That one was already. What was that, like 2015? And I think the second one came out like 2017. Yeah. It's time. New Battlefront 3. I don't know. Call it Battlefront Remastered or Battlefront Reimagined. I don't know.
There was a Star Wars game that I think got canceled a long time ago, but it was like you were playing as somebody that like worked for the Empire or something. I don't know. It looked insane. I'll have to try and see if I can find photos of it. But
was it the level 1313 one? Because I know that was a Star Wars game that was. I don't know the full details of that game, but I know that was a Star Wars game that was coming out that ended up getting canceled.
Possibly. I mean, to tell you how long ago this like announcement was, I literally read it in a magazine. So, it's definitely it's dead in the water.
It's been a while.
That version is.
There's
but
also
there is
another news from Inside Gaming that says that Respawn is developing is developing a Star Wars Mandalorian game.
Yep, I was just about to bring that one up.
That's another. Yep. We talked. I know we talked about that in Discord. How excited we were for that. It's gonna be first person, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm not excited about.
What's with everybody hating first person?
That's what I'm not excited
about. Why?
I like my third person games. Okay.
I like third person games too, but don't get me wrong. But first person isn't anything to be afraid of, and I feel like every time somebody, especially in this Discord, like I don't know how we got surrounded by first person haters. But I feel like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Mandalorian game," and then it was like me, Leo, and Jamie who were still excited when we saw first person.
Yeah, nah, I'm good on that one.
Come on, man. I would get it if like y'all got motion sickness or something, but it seems like y'all just don't like it.
Yeah, nobody gives it like.
I get enough of first person from Call of Duty. I'm good.
So you accept Call of Duty, but you don't want.
I'm okay. Like, I'm fine. I'm
disappointed.
Just drop Call of Duty, then you'll be fine.
You definitely could just drop Call of Duty.
There you go.
No, because zombies is actually pretty fun.
Just play an old zombies. Call of Duty is the same every year.
No. It's way different. Way different.
Is it though?
It is.
Okay.
All right, AJ.
I don't know if I believe you.
You
I'll
can
have to
always
try
go
it
on
for.
YouTube and check.
I will. I'm gonna check on YouTube and I will call you out if it is not. I will put up a tweet like AJ lied to me. This is the same thing.
I'll have to pull a Christopher Judge, be like, I will never work with y'all.
Damn.
Screw y'all. Y'all gave us the same every year. Oh, like I don't even know why he went that hard still. Like
The
that
disrespect.
was
It
crazy.
was disrespectful, but
I mean, it was true.
it was.
I
It's messed up.
mean,
I actually do
he
like Call
didn't
of
have to
Duty.
say it. He didn't have to say it because you never know. You never know what might happen at in the future. But wild. Anyway.
All right, so let's get into the Bad Batch then. We were blessed with 3 episodes to start with, more than I thought we were going to get. I was talking to my boss about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I think we're getting 3 episodes." I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure they're giving us 2. 3 is a weird number." And lo and behold, she was right. I went in the next day. I was like, "All right, you were right. You were right." But Jamie, we'll start with you. How are you feeling about the episodes? And I don't know how much you watched. Like, how close were you to the Bad Batch as a series?
How close am I to the series? That's a good question. I enjoy it. It's not something that like I found out this new season was coming out through y'all. It's not like I was looking up when is the Bad Batch coming back out kind of thing, blah blah blah. I don't feel like I'm as engaged with it as I was with the Clone Wars, but I also think part of that is just like, Anakin, Obi-Wan, like even Ahsoka are kind of like legacy characters for me. So it's like, if there's a story to be told there, I'm gonna be excited about it. I still like the story from the Bad Batch, but I wouldn't say it's like my most anticipated Star Wars show. That being said, though, I really like what they're doing with these first 3 episodes. We're doing spoilers or no spoilers?
Yeah, this is full on spoilers. People should have watched by now.
Cool. But yeah. I really like what they're doing with these first 3 episodes. I feel like it's really different way to start the season than they've done with like the first 2. Granted, we have a little bit of history now, but seeing kind of like the group kind of broken up and trying to reunite, I guess kind of echoes the way that they started with them being a little bit disjointed and then kind of finding each other. So, excuse me, I'm excited to see that plot line. I'm also kind of excited to see like Omega is like growing up before our eyeballs, which is always like, I don't know, seeing kids grow up is kind of scary to me now because I'm like, oh my god, I'm old.
Oh my god.
But seeing her kind of like use what the Bad Batch has taught her as far as like different trainings and just, I don't know, you've seen her mindset kind of change with the way that she approaches different situations, which is really cool to see. I think one of the questions that we had, because we had like a group watch party tour at the end of episode 3, is like, at least for me, I don't know what they're looking for as far as the blood. Like, I think it was like some kind of being able to take some kind of I don't know, look for some kind of gene or something like that. But then where do you go from there? And now that we know, like, okay, Omega has that gene or she has that like capability for whatever it is that they're looking for. I don't know.
The M count.
Yeah, it's like the M
The
count.
M count was for Project Necromancer, which, I mean, obviously knowing where the sequel trilogy went, it's clearly this is all setting up how Palpatine returned. So
Yeah, he was in the 3rd episode too. So that was, I don't know. He looked kind of a little bit weird in my opinion. I don't know.
Well, that's just the animation of it. His chin was kind of blocky.
Yeah.
I think that's just like their animation style.
I don't even think it was that for me. It's just like looking at a man that's pretty much just like a walking silhouette go different places. I don't know. That was just kind of funny to me. But interesting to see his involvement and kind of now that, oh my gosh, what's the guy that runs the operation that he talked to the Emperor?
Oh, Dr. Hemling?
Yeah,
Is
now
it
that
Hemling?
Hemling kind of has Hemlock, yes. Now that
I'm
Hemlock
unforgettable.
has
I mean,
Oh. But see, he has the backing of the Emperor now, so maybe he'll do something to make his mark in the series. But overall, I really enjoyed the start of this with the first 3 episodes. Um, I'm curious to see like how they're gonna end up meeting up in. I don't know if it'll be next episode, maybe 2 episodes.
That's fair. I think it's one of those things where, like I said, even though at first I was talking about how I was shocked that they gave us the 3 episodes, I think it was smart. And I think AJ, I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure it was you who was saying it when we were watching it together, that this was something that could have essentially been like a TV movie for Disney Plus. It really did feel like 3 stories that intertwined to tell one overarching story. Like if this would have been a special of, well, how the gang or where the gang has been and how they're gonna break out of where they are, it fit together. Like one in 3 was definitely the one storyline,
Mhm.
where 2 was the parts where you needed to break away so you don't feel like you're standing in this one area of 2 for way too long. Um, I, it was a perfect. I won't say perfect. It was a great introduction to the season, and I think it sets the stakes up where now you're kind of like, well, shit, we know what the stakes are with Omega, because we know the Empire's after her because she has the correct M count. We know that Palpatine is going to be coming. Who is he going to send? You know, it, it almost sets words, like I said, how you not kind of know the vibe of the season. But AJ, I'll let you give your reactions, and then we can continue on from there.
Yeah, so I'm in agreement with you. This definitely could have been a whole TV movie for me, at least. Something like Demon Slayer, what we just got from Demon Slayer, basically, is what
Okay.
I would have preferred. But I agree. I like that we came back to the Bad Batch and like nothing has ever happened. Like everything that has happened just felt like that we never left Star Wars to begin with, and I really did enjoy that. Everything flowed well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Jamie during the watch we were doing, Jamie was asking if there was like a time skip, and it's like it's very minuscule, but you know that there's a time skip because um Omega like scratches stuff on
Yeah, she scratches like days
Mm-hmm.
off.
yeah
I
onto the
rewatched the
wall.
episode today, and I think she was up to like 120 something
It
days or
was
something like
150
Jesus,
days.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I really like how they like did that time skip. Like it just felt really smooth to me. Um the whole Empire thing, I really love this like mundane esque type of feel with the Empire, because you also get that with Andor as well. You just
Mm-hmm.
feel everything just feels like really structural, boring, just everything. It's like what's the word? It feels like everything has just been scripted basically, and
It's routine now.
yeah,
Every like their
exactly.
days aren't. It's almost like you always wonder, well, what did they do when they won?
that.
And now
Mm-hmm.
you're sort of getting the vision of it. They're doing all
Yeah.
those different projects, whatever, and stuff. But it's, like I said, like you said, it's very routine.
Yes, and I really like how they established that during these 3 episodes, and like I said, it matches the vibe of Andor, which Andor is probably one of the best things that Star Wars has done in what, like 10 20 years at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
So that was good to see for the Bad Batch. Also seeing Hunter and Wrecker, you can tell that Wrecker has had a lot of development. Um, Telling Hunter we can't just go in guns blazing like we usually do. That's something that I would never expect from Wrecker at all to say, but I was actually happy to see that growth from him.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, he's still. I get where he's coming from. He feels that fault that Tech has died.
mm-hmm.
That he let the Empire catch Omega. So he has all this pressure onto him, and he just wants to rush through things. And I hope that gets more into play within the next few episodes. 'Cause, I would like to see him fail a little bit more in that sense, because I feel like that he needs to slow down a little bit. But right now he's just rushing through everything. So hopefully they'll touch on that a little bit more. Um, yeah, that's about it. I just felt like this episode, all three episodes, was fantastic in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine, menacing as always. So
Definitely.
yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to happen with these. How many episodes is going to be again?
It's 15
15.
total. So
Yep.
even in the light of this was a intro movie, so to speak, it makes sense because now you have the standard 12 episode season.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
One of the other things I wanted to talk about, and I think it's the thing that we've kind of seen glimpses of even during the Mandalorian season 3 when they first started talking about Project Necromancer,
Mhm.
is you start seeing how now you got the vision of how early Palpatine was preparing to never essentially give up power.
Yep.
Like this is obviously all very early in his reign as emperor, and one would have thought at the time that, like, okay, his cloning stuff was due to how and things ended up with Vader, but you can clearly see from pretty much the jump he never intended to really utilize Vader as a successor or anything.
Yeah.
Vader was literally just a tool to basically bring terror to the galaxy, to keep everybody in line. And I think that's an interesting point that they hammered home to really show that they're, I guess, trying to bring to flesh out what they did in the sequel series or in the sequel trilogy, to be like, well, no, this Project Necromancer, this cloning thing, or what did he call it in the Last Jedi, with a Sith Immortal, wasn't some fly by night thing. It's been in the works pretty
Mhm.
much since day one. So like, I love the, granted it's a retcon for sure, but I love the way that they're trying to flesh it out so that way you try to fix some of those plot holes that happened with that.
Yeah. I also like, this is what I'm hoping, at least, is that there's like an in-house type of war in the Empire. Like
Mm-hmm.
for with the Mandalorian, uh, the Ahsoka series, we're going to get Heir to the Empire.
Right.
Um, so I'm wondering if there's going to be like an interconnecting war within the Empire between Thrawn and the Emperor himself. Because I feel like that Thrawn will want the Empire. He will want the Empire that he wants in his vision, but Palpatine has other plans for the Empire for himself. So I can see a little bit of that, a little bit of that clashing in between each other, just a little bit. I hope that we get a little bit of that in this episode of Bad Batch, or even in the Mandalorian movie, or the Ahsoka season 2 series. I doubt the Ahsoka season 2, but hopefully I get a little bit of that in there.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen like kind of like infighting like that in. Has there been infighting in Star Wars before? I can't think of an instance where there was.
I
Mm,
wouldn't say to the scale that AJ is talking about. You always get the characters, and I feel like Hemlock could very much be that character in this series. The characters who are like, they're so ambitious, they so much want higher than what their station is currently,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that they're willing to double cross somebody. So
yeah,
like, it's infighting because it's like, okay, say we're all three, Empire employees or whatever. I may be like, oh, Jamie has a higher, has a little bit more influence than me. I'm gonna make sure to cut her out. So like, there's infighting to that regard, because I think in a society where ambition is sort of the name of the game, you
mhm.
always are gonna have that. But
Mm-hmm.
to the scale of where it's like we have warring factions inside of us, I don't think we've seen anything to that level.
Well, It's nothing in live action in a way,
Yeah.
but in the novels there has been like a lot of infighting between, like, let's say Grand Admiral Thrawn and Tarkin. There's like two
Mm.
different factions. You have the Navy and military. I can't remember the actual name of it, but like the Navy and the military, and
Yeah.
that's a little bit of it. But for me, I'm hoping because Thrawn has a huge, like you said, there's a huge amount of influence that we already know he has people that's on his side, the Shadow Council or something like that. I can't remember the actual name, but you
I
also
think
have
that's what they
him.
called them when they showed up in the Mandalorian. So
Yep,
like that's
yep.
the
So you'll have a little bit of that in there. I think it'll just make it a little bit more interesting than from what we're used to within live action.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Go ahead, Jamie. I don't know if you're about to say anything.
No, I agree. I was just
Oh,
agreeing.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, it makes for more interesting stuff. Like you, we're so much seeing, we're so much conditioned to see the Empire as like this one unit
Yeah.
where everything goes this way. You know, the Empire or the Emperor rules it with an iron fist. There's nothing else. Nobody ever goes against his word. And so obviously you start seeing little cracks in that as you get into things like the books, the comics, even animation. You start seeing different things that sort of like people have their own motives. But I think to show it in live action, especially for the people who don't dive out of just live action Star Wars, or even just anything that they can see on their TV screen. Like there are some people who watch the animated and they'll watch live action, but they don't read the books. They don't think about the
Mm-hmm.
games being a part of the overall storyline.
Hmm.
So just to really show that no, this empire is just like any other thing where people are fighting for their own ambitions, their own goals. It makes it feel more real and as real as you can be in a thing where people have space lasers and stuff.
And we do get that a little bit within Star Wars animated. Look at Maul and Savage versus the
Yeah,
Emperor, Darth Vader and the Emperor. The stuff like that happens, but not on a like a grander scale, like what I want in the second.
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's something that would be cool to see. Where do you think we go from here? Like, we know obviously Omega's gone. You know, Omega and Crosshair are gone. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
To what you were saying, Jamie, you don't know if they're going to see if you're going to see them next episode or whatever. Nala say she's basically captured. Now they think that she was the one that sort of let them escape, which she did,
Yep.
but she tried her hardest to make sure to not let them know that.
Right. She was like, I
We
was
have
here the whole time. What do you
right,
mean?
right.
I mean, she didn't lie. She was there the
She
whole
didn't
time.
she didn't lie, but she
Yeah.
didn't sound convincing at all. Like
No.
I don't know if it's in her speech pattern or anything, but even if I didn't know that she did all of that, you don't sound convincing.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks for her, I guess. But yeah, so like I said, we there's so many stories, or there's essentially three stories that are going on right now, and I'm curious where do you think they'll converge? Like, I know Jamie, you said you don't think they're going to meet up next episode. Do you think we go further on what's going on with the Empire and what Project Necromancer and the M Count? Like, what are they going to do with it? What are their plans? Or are we going back to Hunter and Wrecker? Sort of, where do you see the story going from here in like the next two episodes?
Me personally, I think the next episode will probably go back to Hunter and Wrecker because it seems like it's kind of been an
Oh, flip
alternating
floppy.
pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we'll definitely go back to them. I don't think they'll meet up quite yet. Let's see. They just picked up that group of boys, which I thought was interesting because it seems like Wrecker's like I don't know, very I guess just like interested in them because like another like kid influence, I guess, to be around. And Hunter's kind of just it's making him think of Omega and like, oh my god, like we need to find a way to like get her back or something. So I'm kind of wondering like how this band of boys kind of will their story kind of wrap up in the next episode or like next 2 episodes? Are they going to be characters that we continue to see like throughout the season? I don't know, because they're outside of Omega and the occasional alien child, I guess. They're the first group of human kids that we've seen, or the humanish kids that we've seen that I guess these characters have interacted with to an extent. So I would like to see more of them, and I guess we kind of know their story, but they've been like surviving on their own for a long time, and I'm sure they have like some stories, some other stories that they can tell just about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably where I feel like the next episode will go. After that, I think we'll have kind of our reunion episode. And I think the most interesting aspect about that is seeing how the group will function with Crosshair again. Because I know Omega will be cool with Crosshair, but I don't know how Hunter and Wrecker, how that relationship will start to, I guess, repair itself.
That's fair. I know when episode 2 ended, I forgot which planet, but obviously they said that they were going to take them off world to. Oh, I can't remember which planet. I'll throw it in like like one of the little notations up top. I can't remember it off the top of my head, and I don't know how quickly I'll be able to Google it. But AJ, my question for you is: we know that Asajj Ventress is in this series. We saw her in the trailer.
Ooh.
It was kind of a shock, at least to me, because last time we had heard from her, she was supposedly dead. They did say that this is supposed to align with the planned story arc of that, but it doesn't make sense to me because her supposed death was prior to all of this. So where do you think that she fits in here, and when do you think that she shows up this season?
Okay, so to answer the death thing for Asajj, she's a witch. So if Darth Maul can do it,
That's fair.
if Darth Maul can do it,
Completely
she
fair.
can do it. So it's an easy fix right there. I'm cool with it. Yeah, basically that I love Asajj very much, almost as much as I love Ahsoka. So to have her back, I'm all in it. But what was the other question?
Just where do you think that she fits in with this season, and when do you think that she shows up?
Yeesh. I honestly don't know. I'll say this. She will be. I don't think she'll be an assassin. Well, actually, she'll probably be retrieving Omega again.
Okay.
I think she'll be working for the Empire as a bounty hunter.
Okay.
I feel like that might be the way to go, or either the opposite end. Hunter and Wrecker meets up with her. They know her for some reason. I don't know. I can't explain why or how. But they recruit her to help them find Omega. I don't know. That one seems more BS than my other one. I feel like that she'll work for the Empire. Actually, no, not even that.
I do think so. I do think that she's working as a bounty hunter.
I don't think she'll work for the Empire again, though. That's the thing.
That's the thing. I don't know. Obviously there are still independent bounty hunters.
Yeah.
She could just be. I think your statement of Hunter and Wrecker using her to find at least Omega, because like you said, I don't know how their relationship with Crosshair would be.
Mm-hmm.
It's I think it has more weight than you think, because if as a bounty hunter she can still be tracking people.
That is true.
And I think that's sort of how you go. I was more curious with the death thing. I agree with you. She's a witch. Easiest route to go. It was just what kind of threw me for a loop for it was when they talked about how it's supposed to align with this story. That just doesn't make sense to me. And I was hoping, and nobody I've asked can help me make sense of it. And I was hoping maybe you could.
I can't. I honestly, I'll have to reread the story since it's been like 7 years since I read it. It's been a while.
Fair.
But
I haven't read it
I
in
felt
forever
like in the
either.
book that her death wasn't like concrete to begin with anyway.
No, if I remember correctly, it happened still quote unquote off screen, where it was like
yes,
hey, I'm gonna hold them off. You guys get out of here. Because if I remember correctly, they didn't even have a body to bury or like to take back to Dathomir.
She wasn't dead.
So, and that's the thing. Like it was one of those things. Like it's like, okay, cool. If you don't die in front of my eyes, I can't really trust that you died in a lot of stuff.
That's just rules in general for
for almost anything fiction.
Movies.
If you don't die in front of my eyes, I'm like, you know what? You might be alive. Yeah, you might be. So it was that, but they had went so long with just affirming that she was dead, and then to come out and say this, it was just like, all right, well, somebody got to explain something. I'm too impatient.
I just feel like that they didn't have a story for her at this point, up until that point, anyway.
Which is fair.
I can see why they haven't brought her up for so long. But now I feel like Dave Filoni has a plan for Asajj, and he's like, hey, might as well bring her back since it wasn't even concrete to begin with. So
yeah, that's fair. So I think we can kind of leave it there. We know we got the 3 episodes, but like we said, that they were very much set up for the season at large. Clearly we are all super excited for what's to come. We're super excited just for Star Wars stuff in general. Again, Disney, Lucasfilm, one of you guys give me a date for the Acolyte. Address the Samuel L. Jackson stuff. Let me know if we can get a Mace Windu thing.
That would be fun.
We didn't talk about that at the beginning.
Yeah. All I'm saying is the comic is pretty cool. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So look, Disney, if you are watching this, if you're watching this, send me to Star Wars Celebration next year first. Before any of that.
Hold on, Jamie. He just said him. He didn't even bring us.
I know.
You know I'm bringing you guys with me.
You don't know that. You didn't go
like, hey, Disney.
When I say send me, I mean send us as a unit. Yeah, send us as a unit.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure that's a funny way to put it. Send me, but I mean
us as a unit. If we have to trade off, we're not getting a Mace Windu series for we go to Star Wars Celebration. Samuel Jackson will just have to understand.
Maybe we can talk to him while we're there. We might.
He got enough jobs. This man works like 12 movies a year. Yeah. He won't be upset if he misses this one.
That's true.
And it sends us to Japan.
Nah, he really wants Mace to come back. he really does.
But it's all right, man. Look, I do also still want to see a Mace Windu series. I think it'd be fun. Look, you're bringing Obi-Wan back. You did enough. Yeah. You could bring other characters back. But you guys let me know.
We didn't actually see Mace die. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we didn't.
We just talked about it. We don't see you die with our own eyes. We can't trust that you did. So
that's fine.
On that note, Disney, do the right thing and give us more Mace Windu.
It's still Black History Month.
It is. It's the perfect time to announce it. It's the perfect time.
There you go.
But you guys let us know in the comments how you felt about the series premiere, where you think the series is going, if you want that Mace Windu series, and we'll just definitely keep the conversation going. Before we get out of here, AJ, where can the people find you? What are you working on? What do you want them to support?
You can find me at Collider. I do anime reviews, news, all the things of anime, basically.
Let's go.
You can also find me on Twitter, AJ Geeks Vibes. That's about it. I'm not as busy as these two are.
I'm surprised you don't have your Twitter name in underneath you. I'll add it into the description. Jamie, where can the people find you? What do you want them to support? And what are you doing?
Yeah, so I am trying to stream the rest of Persona 5 Tactica before Final Fantasy comes out.
What about Persona 3?
Dang.
All right, well, that's not happening. All right, continue. Okay.
Maybe that's 2025 adventure. I don't know. Listen. Not to get into too many details, but we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out. I also want to play Metaphor ReFantazia, which is another JRPG. So it's like, these things take time. I also want to make time for Stellar Blade. There's a lot going on. Persona 3, it was really fun when I played it. So, I'll have it on my backlog for sure, but
Celebrate.
We got some
Can't
things
wait.
coming up.
Ready.
But yeah, streaming on Twitch. I also have a gaming channel, Swiper_Prime, where I'm doing an Ocarina of Time playthrough and a Spider-Man playthrough. And I'm also working on getting my video essay channel up and running off the ground. Swiper_Shampoo, like Samurai Shampoo.
Hey, shampoo.
So yeah, if y'all want to check that out, I want to try and have a video up by the end of March. No, that's my goal. End of March, have my next video.
Pushed.
Shut up. But you didn't have to. Nobody knew that.
If you have been following the content that you're seeing me on, you've heard that date move.
I don't even think I said the date. I
swear you have. Okay, if not, I'll cut it in. I'm not I'll forget. I'll forget.
It's too late now.
But yeah, now y'all can hold me to it. March is the date. End of March.
March 1st. You heard it here.
No. No, cut it. It's over.
Cut the camera. Oh man, yeah, end of March. Okay, end of March.
But yeah, come back to me then. Hopefully I'll have something. If not, I don't know.
Right.
Maybe we could do. Oh, okay. I was gonna say maybe we could do a punishment bet, like a ghost pepper chip or something. I don't know, but
a ghost
that's pretty violent. That's a lot.
It is, The people are looking for it. But you can find me at Didge_DEE. You can find all of my Geekset related stuff clearly on the channel that you are watching currently at GeeksetPodcast. You can find some of my personal stuff on my personal page at DidgeD, where I am playing through various Steam Next Fest games.
Woo!
There's some trailer reactions on there.
Woo!
I'm sure there'll be some Twitch stuff on there.
Woo!
It's a lot. Yeah. And until next time, peace.